Bethany here from Standout College Prep. I'm going to go over today how to prepare yourself for a virtual college visit. So if you're watching this, it's late March. It is college fair season. Now, if we were not in a pandemic, you would be going to a college fair at a very large convention center. But unfortunately, for many of us, that's not possible. Those types of events are not being planned anymore. And so what is being planned are college fairs that are happening from your home on the computer. And what's cool about these events is that you have these massive companies that are planning these events where they actually look like you're in a convention center. It's sort of like a video game where you can go to different booths and tables and you interact with people, and there truly are people behind those booths, people that represent the colleges. So even though it's online, even though you're at home, I do want you to take it seriously. It is important to use college fairs as an opportunity to not only learn more about the schools that you're excited about, but it's how you get those demonstrated interest points. It's how you get to know the people who will be reading your application. So it's something that I definitely want you to do, even though it might seem a little strange, even though it's more exciting and more fun to actually go in person. I know when I was going through the process, I loved going to college fairs to collect the brochures, get my goodie bag, get all of the swag and all of that kind of thing. But unfortunately, that's not possible. So we have to make the best of what we do have. So let me go through how you make the most of it, because I want the virtual college fair experience to be extremely valuable for you as you narrow down your college list. So I'm going to go over just a couple of tips that I want you to keep in mind. So the first tip that a lot of counselors don't advise, but I am a strong proponent of this. I think that it's the one thing that can really help you sort of stand out and apart from your peers who might not be thinking about this, but that is to have a resume. So I do believe that all students, especially those who have a lot of things that they've been involved in, should have a resume. It's the quickest way for someone to, glean your experience, your readiness, your capabilities for the opportunity that you're asking for. And so that is admissions into their college. Or at least you want them to kind of help you ascertain if you are a good fit. So the resume helps you do that. So I want you to have a professional resume, and your resume is going to give a rundown of everything you've done since the 9th grade. So you're going to be talking about your grades, you're going to be talking about the types of classes that you've taken. If your GPA is, I would say, above a 3.25, you can add that. If not, you might want to leave it off. If you have scores to report or that you'd like to report that you're happy about, you can put them there. You can also choose not to put them there if you'd like. You want to put down any of the extracurricular activities that you've been involved in, any special projects that you've worked on. If you have paid employment, you'll put that down. Any internships, you'll put that down. Also put down your interests and hobbies. Because it's good to know that you're a well-rounded student and the range of different things that you're involved in. If you do not have a template, I will include a link to the resume template. I have 4 different resources that you can use, and you can just plug and play your information into those templates. So you want to have a resume, and the reason why you want to have a resume is when you go to the different booths, you'll be interacting with someone, albeit it will be virtual. And there will likely be an opportunity for you to set up a breakout session one-on-one with them. And so the resume is a really good icebreaker, especially if you're a young person who gets a little shy when it comes to adults. Give them something like a resume, they'll be able to look at it and they'll begin to ask you questions. And speaking of questions, anytime you go into one of those breakout groups with an admissions officer, or anytime you're engaging with admissions officer period, you should certainly have questions. So you can ask them general questions like, what type of candidates are you looking for? What type of people get into your school? But I want you to also be a little bit more specific. I want you to move away from the generic questions like that, the questions that they get all of the time that can easily be answered on their website. And I want you to really think about questions that you can ask that are particular to you. questions that can help you be really memorable. So, these can be questions related to the major that you want to pursue, and maybe the types of jobs that you're interested in, and how that major could prepare you for those particular types of positions. It could be about activities that they've offered, special programs that they have on campus. It could be about just a range of various things. It doesn't have to be strictly on academics. It can be on just the student experience as a whole. It can be about career opportunities. It could be about the admissions process in particular. I want you to really dig deep and think about the range of different types of questions that you can ask, and have these questions in your toolkit anytime you engage with an admissions officer, so that they see that you're not only a student who's concerned just about the mechanics of getting into the school, but you're also genuinely concerned about how that school is going to prepare you for whatever your life goal is going to be. And the other thing that's really important is that, unfortunately, in whether the college fair is in person or if it's virtual, you only have so much time to get through all of the different booths, and the admissions officer only has so many students that they can meet with. So it's important to go into these fairs very strategically. And so when you get an invitation to attend a college fair, I want you to take a look and see exactly which colleges will be there. And then from that list, I want you to isolate it down to 3 to 5 schools that you want to connect with. And then I want you to register, so make sure you save your spot, but don't just go blindly into that college fair. You have to do your research. That research is going to help you narrow down who are the 3 people, admissions officers, that you want to sit down with and really do that deep dive on their campuses and fit and whatnot. But it's also going to help you with your questions, right? Because that's really the hardest part for students, is coming up with those really unique and interesting and memorable questions. So do your research. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with students, and the first time we meet, I ask them, have you been to your college's website? And they say, no, never been to a college website. So you should always be going to college websites. You should be consulting those websites regularly. When you go into those websites, I want you to go into admissions. That's sort of the bare minimum, just to make sure you have taken a look in admissions and looked at the requirements and what they're looking for. You've gone into the financial aid section because affordability is important. But beyond the admissions pages, I want you to also go into the academics pages and read about the majors you're interested in, the specific program studies, courses that you would have to take in those majors. You should really get a feel of the academics of the school. I also want you to look in the student life section of the school, and I want you to look in the residential and the career services department of the school. Those are the links that students tend to be more interested in. And so you want to have a full understanding of what's on those pages for your school, so that you are aware of what the school is all about, and then you have really good questions to ask them. So those are the things that I want you to do on the website. And when you do that, and after you do that, you'll come up with your list of your 3 top schools that you want to speak with during the fair. And your conversation can last anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. The reason why, and you can certainly, go visit with more than that, but just sort of how time works out, you might not be able to have 3 sit downs or breakout rooms with admissions officers. So just focus on, when I first get into this college fair, if it's, let's say the time block is from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you only have enough time for the 3 sit downs, you can spend the rest of the time just perusing, clicking through, looking and seeing what other colleges are there that you could potentially want to learn more about. But for the just for the sake of time and for the sake of efficiency, and really, using this time effectively as a demonstrated interest point, and also learning opportunity for yourself, just focus on the 3. Okay, so after the college fair, I don't want you to drop the ball on this, because a lot of students do drop the ball on this very important point. And so that is that it was very nice of this person to come to this college fair and take the time to speak with you. And so in order to really close the deal, make sure that you're memorable, and they already have your resume. So they've already sat down with you. They know who you are. They know who you are, and they know you by name. I want you to seal the deal and get into their inbox. So what that means is that following the college fair, you're going to make sure you have the contact information for this person, that you get their email address. And following the fair, at least let's say 24 to 48 hours after, you don't have to do it immediately after if you like, but at least 24 to 48 hours after, you're going to send this person an email, and I will give you a link to a sample email that you can use. But the gist of the email is you're thanking them for taking the opportunity to sit down and speak with you. You're reiterating what you're interested in studying at the school, why you're interested in studying that, and why you think you're a good fit for the school. You let this person know that you're excited about learning more. You realize that this is a journey. It's just not a one stop, learn about the school and then apply. It's a journey learning about a school and how that school is going, fits into your long-term dreams and goals. You let them know that. All right. You thank them again, and you let them know that you will be in touch as more questions arise. And I do want you to stay in touch. So much of this journey of getting into college is really building that relationship with that school. And so your admissions officer is that front-facing person, is the representative of the school, and they're the person that you should be liaising with as you learn more and as you go into the application process. Okay, so my recommendation is that following a college fair, that you keep in contact with this person, you send them updates as the school year goes on. You let them know about any changes that have happened with you academically in a good way, any additional activities and projects that you're working on. And after you submit your application in the fall, you're going to kindly let this person know that you've submitted your application, and either way, regardless of what happens with the outcome, you appreciated learning about the school and this journey and whatnot. This whole campaign can be extremely effective, because when that admissions officer does get to your application, there's recognition there, and there's a good chance, if they do feel that you're a good fit, that they will fight for you at the round table. So let me just make sure I covered everything, and I did. Okay, cool. So there you have it. So those are just my tips on how to nail it at a virtual college fair. If you need more information or more tips, make sure that you go to the blog at standoutcollegeprep.com. Okay, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we'll be posting additional videos like this to help you get prepped for college. All right, awesome.